And we're live.
Shit. Fantasy football. Go sports.
Go sports, go. Athletics number 1.
I thought there was a countdown on screen, but there was not.
I thought so too.
Go sports, go. Yeah, no, there's no countdown. I just said it started, so we're
Hi,
in.
guys.
Hi, Lee. Welcome to episode 2 of the season 5 podcast. Also, episode 2 of the podcast too. Ever.
You're a fucking towel.
As you know, we have a hotline. It's Phil's number. I think you all have it. Just call or text Phil if you have any comments. But he
clearly cares.
Didn't relay any of them.
If you have any medical issues, if you just take a picture of whatever's going on and send it to him, he can provide a diagnosis. His fiance is actually a doctor.
Sam? I'm pretty sure she is a vagina doctor, so you're all in luck.
Francis, good news for you. Shoot it right on over.
Yes. Sam said he had a question about a rash, so it's a good start.
Yeah.
Also, we're going to introduce special guest Ted. If you didn't guess already, he is our guest of the week.
Hi, guys. At
the end of the podcast, I'm told Ted will be doing a 45-minute gloving demonstration.
That's a long time.
It's set to Alex Collins' Irish step dance routine music.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something about Alex Lane, and I got really worried there for a second.
Oh, no. But if you don't know Alex Collins, apparently he's good at football because he does Irish step. He's probably the only black man in the world.
Probably why his jump cuts are good.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. Oh, wow. He is a black man that does Irish step and plays football. I have so many questions. We need to have him on the podcast.
They say he got bullied when he was younger, but now he's a rich football player, so you can too.
Is he really that rich yet, though?
I'm probably richer than me.
Oh, that's very true.
I am rich spiritually because I do yoga.
Oh,
like every 4 months.
I stretched for like 45 minutes yesterday because I couldn't really get out of bed. So
nice.
You guys, don't forget that we're sponsored by Sobe Energy Drinks.
Yes. Sobe, the Pure Rush coming in Tropical Twist and Apple Berry Burst. We are not. We should clarify. Sobe LifeWater has no financial contributions to this. We are not sponsored by Sobe LifeWater, specifically Sobe Pure Rush Energy Drink. Feel the gecko in your belly.
And don't forget to call the hotline 480-206-2961. So many contributions.
Get as a sponsor, call the hotline, let him know. He'll get to work on that. I'm sure he's not doing anything else with his time.
We'll be having a texting contest for one free Tropical Twist Sobe Rush Energy Drink. Stay tuned for announcements on that later.
All right, so we're going to jump into some actual football talk now. We'll be starting off, as we do with this podcast, with GOATs versus WOTs. These are going to be our greatest plays of all time that were just last week, and worst of all time for just last week. If any of you guys have one, go ahead, jump in.
I'll start with a WOT, and that's going to be me for playing Eli Manning last week. Because why would I ever trust Eli Manning? It's just pathetic in every fucking way possible. Also, shout out to Phil starting the Rams defense at -5 points. That's impressive.
I feel like
and still winning.
Yeah, it wasn't we can't quite call him a WOT, but neither a GOAT. My WOT, I think it's no surprise to anyone, is going to go to Sam. Good job not knowing when one of your key players is injured, starting Jordan Reed after reports came out that he could neither accelerate to full speed or change direction.
Also, that's two weeks in a row.
Yeah, good job, buddy.
About this early on too. This wasn't like a game day thing. Like I was getting trade requests in my other league on Tuesday and Wednesday from the guy who had Jordan Reed because he needed a tight end.
I would even go so far as to say if you had paid attention before the season started, maybe you would have been smart and not even drafted him when he gave an interview saying that his foot was permanently fractured.
Wow.
But that's just me.
Wow.
Well, Sam on blast.
My goat hurts. It hurts real bad because it has to go to Francis because I scored over 170 points and he beat me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Keenan Allen, man. Keenan Allen
was
haunting
I
you.
actually have tears. I might cry.
Yeah. Speaking
More
of
on
which,
that later.
dude, Keenan Allen's haunting you though, big time, and Gurley.
Yeah, those kidneys are healthy.
Yeah. Fucking A.
I'm gonna provide a little bit of balance, I guess. Give a goat to Sam, starting Russell Wilson. Not that you would start anyone else, but fucking Seahawks in the second half of the season, always.
Yeah.
Well,
and this week,
no.
But he's been their offense completely.
Well, and it's only going to go up because the Seahawks keep losing key defensive players. So if they want to win it all, it's going to be Russell Wilson strapping that team to his back.
Yep.
And considering they have no real running backs, it's going to be Mr. Russell himself.
Yeah. He's still their leading rusher.
He still has to.
At this moment in time, they have no running backs over 250 yards.
He got divorced a couple of years ago. Do you think he smashes during the season, or he just waits till off season?
Sierra? Isn't he married
Russell
to Sierra?
Wilson.
Yeah.
He got divorced.
Oh, he did? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they got divorced a couple years ago.
Okay.
I think that when you have to be your whole team, you definitely take time out to smash because you need to get that frustration out somehow.
Someone tweeted him. Let's find out.
Someone call Phil about it.
You even fuck.
I would also, I don't know. I wanted to give Martiza some sort of shout out, but
why?
I don't know if he deserves it. He had a decent showing, but that's really only because he has Antonio Brown, and it's no surprise that he's going to have a game where he scores 3 touchdowns.
Yeah,
so I guess Martiza, good job starting your first round pick.
One wide receiver in the league. Great call.
Very good. Keep up like that. Maybe next year you'll make the playoffs.
He's going to make the playoffs this year.
I don't know.
Well, he could not. He could not. I think.
It is.
I don't think so. I think he's locked in.
Mathematically safe, yeah. Only Francis is out.
Okay, well, good job then, Martiza. Well, I think in that case, it's time to move to our guest FaceTime with Ted D. Hot topic of the week.
Ted, whatever.
Who's the most likely to cry? It
Ethan.
might be me.
It's definitely Ethan. Let's be real here.
I have nightmares about Francis.
I was thinking you were going to cry about sending him a postcard.
He's dancing kind of. And then he does a little shimmy, kind of like Fat Bastard in Austin Powers. But then when it finally comes time for him to take advantage of me, where his dick would be, it just says ESPN. And then I lose.
Tears.
Yeah.
Those are real tears right there. See, I feel like just secretly it has already happened after OBJ going down and having to face the fact that Keenan Allen has 2 weeks in a row of over 30 points.
Well, Mike Williams is for the people not following the NFL, Sam, he is the Los Angeles Chargers first round wide receiver pick who is probably not going to play the rest of the season, and he might pull a full Kevin White, and we'll see if he ever plays again. So Keenan Allen is picking up that slack, even though that slack wasn't even there to begin with, so I don't know what he was doing when I owned him. But yeah, if Francis wins, it's my fault.
Yeah, well, I'll blame you, and you'll never live it down, you dirty motherfucker.
I did the opposite of Ethan. I traded AJ Green for Keenan Allen and Christian McCaffrey, and it is paying off. I might somehow make the playoffs now.
Hey, that's a different league.
Fuck off.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Disgusting.
You're useless.
Well, my second special. Go ahead, Tyler.
Well, I was going to say, I think that it really depends on what James's bedroom life is like. Because if he is now just getting dominated by Kristen in the bedroom because of how much he sucks at fantasy football this year. I could see him shedding some tears as she shoves something large up his anus. And I hope that
something from Bad Dragon.
You know what they say about horse girls.
Good point right there.
Also, this is a great
dildos from Bad Dragon.
This is a great transition into
this. So anyone with information could call into our hotline and we can compile a report. That would be great. Information you have about James having sex, girls that you've had sex with, they also had sex with horses, like anything at all. Let them know so we can.
You can share any erotica that you wish to the hotline.
Yeah, maybe
NFL fanfic.
Right.
It's kind of ironic though, because my ex-girlfriend, who was a horse girl, was just about the most vanilla girl that you could possibly fucking think of. So I don't know. I mean, maybe she's now extremely kinky, and I don't know. But
you know what? Ted said our magic word.
That's true.
Which is our special surprise hot topic of who is the kinkiest NFL player currently in the league, and then we'll finish with not in the league because Peyton's up to some weird pizza shit.
with Papa John.
How is that porno not being made?
Rule 34, man.
Oh, I want it with actually Peyton.
Oh. Fair.
He's got a lot of life insurance, so take a risk.
Yeah.
So Ted, as a student,
this is a tough question.
Stuff, and I know you watch the games, so you can see them running around. You can see a lot of into their psyche, I imagine, from the way they carry the ball, like all of that. Who do you think has got some excitement? Who knows how to tie those fancy Japanese knots?
It's gotta be someone who actually has patience. So let's go with Le'Veon Bell.
That's pretty smart. I was gonna guess that it was a kicker.
Yeah, I could see that, but I mean, you got to think about the patience that Le'Veon Bell hits the holes.
True, he's willing to wait for the perfect opportunity. I think it pays off.
I think there's two things you have to consider on this one. I think there's no way it's a defensive player.
Correct.
There's just no chance. Those guys are out there. They like learn how to be in formation and cover someone. Like they're not about the excitement. Like,
well, also the cornerbacks are just the guys who weren't good enough to be wide receivers. So
yeah, but see that's.
And then two, I think they have to be over 25 at least. Like you don't start getting into that weird stuff until you've had enough of the not weird stuff that you're like, let's try something new. So I think you need someone older. So in theory of a kicker, it is an offensive player, and they're all like 35.
Adam Vinatieri, probably a weird dude.
So okay, how about this though? What if JJ Watt is into electrical play?
And his stage name is something to do with watts and joules and amps. But a counterpoint to your idea, Tyler, these are professional athletes. They've been stars since they were like in middle school. They may have been banging for years, and maybe they're bored of it by now.
See, I don't.
Maybe they need to be grapefruited.
NFL players. Yeah, I think a 23-year-old NFL player is probably kinkier than I am at 26.
Fair.
We're the kinkiest NFL player. So imagine a 23-year-old that's now 27.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Interesting. That's a good point. And I also think it's kind of that sort of dead inside thing. Like Terrell Owens has probably got some weird thing where like he can only get off if he's pouring like $700 worth of champagne over himself. Like
I think Terrell Owens is a really good pick for a non-current kinkiest.
Oh yeah.
Sex life in the NFL.
Yeah.
Definitely not Matthew Stafford.
I was thinking Deion Sanders maybe.
Ooh, prime time.
I bet Aaron Hernandez was a freak.
Oh, that's so awful.
Oh god.
Oh, maybe he was into necrophilia.
Oh, Ray Rice is probably a fucking adventure.
Did anyone, speaking of Ray Rice, did anyone see that before the Baltimore primetime game? They showed a commercial where it was a little girl riding in an elevator with a Ravens player. That seemed like it kind of was a risky play by the NFL.
Very beginning, like that's as bad as Pepsi being like, let's get Kendall Jenner and a soda and a policeman. Boom, solved it.
Yeah. I'm thinking about J.J. Watt, and I don't like it.
There's a lot of people could be worse.
J.J. Watt with the violet wand.
Angelo Williams was a freak in the bed.
Isn't he trying to join the WWE now?
Who?
Yeah, he is. D'Angelo Williams.
Oh, wow.
Pittsburgh running back that had his fucking crazy pink dreads.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can't believe he's not in the league anymore.
I can't
Pretty
either.
old. He was like 34, I think.
Is he really?
Yeah, he was in his 30s.
Okay.
Played for a long time. I think he's older than Frank Gore.
Not like getting
Really?
in bed.
Actually, now that I think about it, like,
not exciting in bed at all.
Well,
Shit every day, I'm sure. Just like he runs.
and I just want to point out, if anyone else has interesting theories they want to share about NFL players' sex lives, the hotline is open 24/7. Open your phone, type in new message, enter the letters PHIL, then depending how many people you know named Phil, select Phil Packman, and send him whatever you want.
Or whatever you have him saved as. I will say the last one, I'd say quantity of sex, Gronk.
Yes.
Gronk smashes
Fair.
bad pussy. This is
Okay.
no thing. This is Gronk having white people sex where he just gets in there and rails on her. But it's happening on the daily, I'm sure.
There's also Philip Rivers with his gaggle of children.
See, I was thinking Travis Henry, if you guys remember this guy.
Doesn't he have like 17 kids?
With all different women.
Legend.
There was an interview he had where like they were some guy was asking him about it, and he's just like, it's all good. It's all good. I'm like, how do you just say that so stone-faced?
Also,
Somebody
we're going to play a fun game here right now. Who has more children, Philip Rivers or Carson Wentz?
It's kind of Philip Rivers.
Yeah,
Philip
that's
Rivers
right.
has
Philip
8
Rivers has
kids.
like a shit ton.
He's way older, so I'm going P. Rivs too. I don't know how many kids Carson Wentz has.
Carson
I
Wentz
think
is
he
so
only has
young.
3 or 4, but he seems like a guy who would have a bunch.
Yeah, he does. He does.
He does. I agree.
Coming up in the future.
All right.
So
Shall we?
we're looking at
What do you think? Continue on.
best
Should we move
team
along?
change / best team name. I've been told not to say Ethan because, well, I came up with it, so I'm going to take credit. Ethan's team name. I call Francis daddy. I know eats at him inside, and I'm sure he can't wait for this week to be over.
Yeah, I think James has to win this one though.
But yeah,
For Jesus Take the Wheel. That picture is just too damn good.
For the first time. It's too
I'm going to throw it to
good.
James. I appreciate it. Also, I think it really, really encapsulates where he's at.
Yeah.
Mentally, physically, James is that tiny child screaming, holding onto a wheel that doesn't do anything.
Mm-hmm. It's brilliant.
Now we're going to look at worst team names. There's only a few that are new, and both of them are nominated because why the fuck they respect each other is beyond me.
Yeah.
Andrew's
I'm going to say
not a
Andrew has the worst team name.
football, and no one should respect Sam.
There's no reason to respect Sam.
Not at all. Not
Easily,
zero
Andrew
reasons.
chose the worst name.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's easily the worst. Andrew, you have chosen the worst name.
Yeah. No, Andrew loses this one hard.
Sam loses a little bit because no one respects him, but Andrew, if you might, then that's worse.
Just disappointing.
Yeah.
It is disappointing. We
Just
expect better.
disappointing from this fucking rookie.
It's good. He's learning. He's young. He's going to, improvise, adapt, overcome.
Just got to trust the process. Or
Yeah.
what they say.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, best bye week. We kind of got into this with the goats and the woats, but the best bye week play is probably going to be
I can see if there's a
Jordan Reed.
Jordan Reed. It wasn't even a bye week, but
Yeah.
it may as well have been.
Yeah, because there were no buys last week.
Yeah. But really? Sam still found a way to make it happen.
Oh no, sorry, that's not true. There were buys last week, but
there were 2 buys last week.
There's no buys this week.
Like
that's what I'm.
The Panthers and like someone else were on bye last week.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'll just say that Philip Rivers, if anyone started him, great bye week play. He's heating up.
I started Philip Rivers.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I don't like it.
Woo! Go team. I just want to say thank you to Tyrod Taylor for being such ass that he got benched. Otherwise, I wouldn't have ever bothered picking up Philip Rivers. So,
do you think you can guess one of Philip Rivers' children's names? Just they're really white, so throw a name out there, and you might get one.
Jacob.
I was gonna say John.
Yeah, he has more daughters than sons, so that'll help you.
Sarah.
Elizabeth.
There is a Sarah. There is no Elizabeth.
Is there a Rebecca?
There's also a Rebecca.
Biblical names.
Damn.
Those are Rebecca. But then it gets in the New Testament with Peter.
Okay.
And then his other son is named Gunner. So that kid's a dick.
That kid's got a hog. Not do that on air. This gets posted to YouTube.
It's true.
Also, just to be fair to Travis Henry, since this is on the internet, he doesn't actually have 17 kids. I was wrong. He has 11 children by 10 different women.
Okay, I knew it was something ridiculous like that.
It's still double digits for both.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There's no way he's putting all those kids through college.
He should have got a vasectomy after like kid number 4.
Yeah.
Like,
oh god,
pulling out. Like, just get snipped.
Yeah.
Is that what we're getting Phil for his wedding present?
Oh god.
All going together. I'm down.
Actually, I feel like Phil wants babies. Phil, if you want babies, text the hotline.
How many kids do you think Phil will have before he's done? Text the hotline. Closest.
I'm texting the hotline right now.
Whenever we decide that, I'm going to do the same. Whenever we decide that Phil is no longer fertile, whoever was the closest guess is going to win a prize.
Cool. I sent mine in. Great. And that also brings up one thing that was mentioned. It was Thanksgiving. People with their families, league mates were sharing stories of how their family had been in these leagues for 25, 30 years. That's our future, and you guys better fucking accept it.
Hey guys, I just want to put this out there for next year. We definitely need. I really want to make live drafting happen for next season.
We've got the disposable income for it now.
I love it.
I still think that what we were talking about. Yeah, we should go. We should go to Tyler's place in Big Bear.
Big Bear Cabin, live draft. We're gonna hang out in the woods like men. Grow beard, and only read fantasy football stats for a week, and then we will live draft.
I mean,
yeah, let's fucking go.
But before we get to next season, we got to finish this one. So who is going to win the matchups this week?
Real quick.
No.
I don't hurts me to say this. I think we're putting in a hot tub in Big Bear. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing for this draft, but
sounds like a great thing.
Could be Francis or Sam, one of them will pass out and in, and
they're both.
And then they'll auto draft.
It worked for Sam this year.
Okay, so matchups. We're talking matchups this week.
Mm-hmm.
Matchup number 1, I'll introduce. It's Ethan versus the Pledge. Congratulations on your new team name.
Forever. Well, I'm going to come out swinging and pick myself to win. I see no way that I could ever pick Francis. Or I'm haunted. Anyway, I can pick Martiza over myself.
He really is haunted. Woo.
Yeah, I'm gonna go undefeated the rest of this season. I'm taking it all.
Oh baby.
I also picked Ethan. His team put up 170 points last week. Like, what the fuck? I'm gonna go ahead and put him down for a win. Martinez's team's mediocre.
Yeah, I've also got Ethan this week. He's got Carson Wentz is literally on fire and is fucking unstoppable. And they play the Bears this week, so yeah. And I think this one's gonna be a stomp.
which brings us into Francis versus Ted, special guest. I will recognize I gave him a goat even that Francis had an insane score last week, but it's going to swing back. It's going to be Ted. I don't care. Keenan Allen had another wild game. No one else on your team is going to score, Francis. Ted's got potential. I think Kareem Hunt will have his resurgence this week, and that's going to be what it takes.
I'm also picking Ted. Regression to the mean. I think Francis is due to lose. I think that Ted's team's poised for a win today. I guess it's going to be tomorrow and Monday. But also, I couldn't bring myself to type Francis in the box. So
yeah, I never will. Never.
It's just a principle pick, man.
I will lose bets based on this principle if I have.
It's just a principle pick. Yeah, I'm betting on myself as well for the fact that I've got Kareem Hunt against the Buffalo defense who has shit the bed, and I've got Christian McCaffrey going against the Jets this week.
Giving up.
And Doug Baldwin against the Niners. So I'm feeling pretty good.
And the Niners are broken.
Yeah.
Also, props for not starting Kyle Rudolph.
Yeah. Props for not starting Kyle Rudolph.
I will say Jared Cook is going up against one of the statistically worst teams against tight ends. Also Oakland.
Yeah, but I hope Jared Cook scores 1 point. No, I just hope he scores negative points. I hope he catches the ball once and fumbles it and breaks his leg on that play.
Could happen. Seen crazier things.
Yeah.
Like Phillip winning. It happened.
It happened.
It happened twice.
I don't think it'll happen this week.
90 points. 3 wins, Ted.
But did he deserve them? I think even with the weak Detroit Lions showing on Thanksgiving, which surprised me, usually Matt Stafford and everyone steps up to the plate, but I guess this really shows you what happens when you have no run game to speak of. I still think Connor has this one in him. I think Cam Newton's heating up. Danny Woodhead, according to the beat reporters, is going to be unleashed. We'll see what that means. And if Seattle's going to be beat, it's going to be on the ground. So Carlos Hyde will pound it. And also, I mean, just Phil, your team is sad. Jordan Howard's quietly doing okay.
I'm going to actually switch to Phil's team. Oh, that's the wrong one.
Switched mine. Come on, Tyler. Jordan Howard is like 9th overall running back.
A negative game script. I think that Carlos Hyde doesn't get to touch the ball at all. And it's Mike Evans. Mike Evans is due for a big game.
No way.
For me, I'm actually going to go with Andy Dalton having a big game against the Browns, and Jimmy Graham scoring a couple more touchdowns against the Niners.
And that blowout win.
Yeah, and I could see. Yeah, I could see James White having a decent game against the Miami Dolphins as well. So I'm going to go with Phil as well.
CJ Beathard is going to finish with like 40 yards rushing for a touchdown, 280 air yards, 2 TDs, and the Niners are going to win.
The ultimate homer pick.
Phil, if you're listening to the podcast, please change your defense. The Rams are going to score negative points against the Saints in what's going to be a shootout game.
It's a good suggestion.
Connor, if you're listening, don't feel bad that we're giving Phil advice.
Only because he needs it and you don't.
All right.
Well,
So
the next game is going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah. Sorry, James. We know Jesus is taking the wheel, but I think Tyler's got this one in a landslide.
Yeah, Jesus can't save you now.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think this really requires any analysis.
Jesus,
No, it's
death and your season's dying, buddy.
I think I would choose anyone to beat James at this point.
Yeah, I think so. I think James would choose anyone to beat him at this point.
I wholeheartedly agree with that.
Well, so we have our last matchup of the week. Sam versus Andrew. I know Sam keeps winning. I know Mark Ingram is playing incredibly. which I just learned he has a clause in his contract that if he makes the All-Pro team, he becomes a free agent. That is an insane contract. And maybe that's why the Saints always find weird ways to not use him in key situations.
Probably.
What?
But I'm going to pick Andrew as an upset victory here for really no other reason than disliking Sam. I mean, I could point to the possibility of LaShawn McCoy going off, but I think Mark Ingram is going to outscore LaShawn McCoy. So maybe Drew Brees finally has that game every season where he throws like 500 yards and Travis Kelce can make some points. But I think I'm just choosing this because I want Sam to lose, and putting this energy in the universe might make it happen.
Devin Funchess against the Jets is going over 20 points.
All right.
Yeah.
And that's going to be just not quite enough for Andrew to win, but it doesn't matter. I wrote down Andrew anyways.
Yeah, sadly, I cannot look past Russell Wilson against the Niners. It's just I can't do it.
He's going to score a lot of points.
Yeah, he's going to score a shit ton of points.
This is probably how Ted wins this bet, but
I think I have to go with Sam here. It's too much.
So,
AJ Green's against the Browns.
CJ Beathard rushes for 40 yards, a touchdown, and throws for 280 and 3 touchdowns, Russell Wilson will rush for 80 and 2 touchdowns and throw for 420.
Dank. The dankest timeline.
Very dank. And probably like 4 touchdowns.
It's not even going to be close to what we think is going to happen.
All right.
Or it's a defensive game 9-3.
All right.
And just in case it comes down to a tiebreaker, we have our tiebreaker question of the week, which is how many points will Greg the Leg Zorline score? I say 19.5, records 1 solo tackle.
I put him down for 17, which I think he's going to knock about 4 field goals in and about 2 or 3 extra points.
Went with 13 this week. I don't think the Rams are going to do that well against the Saints this week. I think it's going to be a pretty tough game for them.
They're at home.
I think they're going to have a great game because the Saints' 2 best cornerbacks are both injured and not playing.
Oh, wow.
I didn't even know that. Let's go, Rams.
Wait, Lattimore's injured?
Yep.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Really wish Robert Woods wasn't hurt right now. So whoever has Sammy Watkins, maybe this is your week.
Maybe.
It was me. I dropped him.
So I don't think anyone has him at this moment in time.
Maybe it's your week as well.
I'm going to find out who started him right now.
I think James. Seems like a James move.
It was...
Yep, it is James.
James, I'm going to preemptively call a GOAT play of the week is Sammy Watkins going for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns in your loss.
Yeah, he's still going to lose.
He's playing him this week. Okay. He is playing him this week. All right.
Or he's going to some Rams wide receiver third on the depth chart who we've never heard of. And
it's just going to be the tight end and Cooper Kupp.
Tyler Higbee.
Yeah, Tyler Higbee. Kupp. They're just going to...
Goff throws to himself.
All right.
40 yards.
Oh, there's a Turk.
Okay, so now to our final segment of buy or sell. And not all of these are buy or sells.
These are honestly just talking points.
Just talking point. And it's really kind of a motivational, demotivational speech. And I want to say that our playoffs are basically set at this point. I didn't bother to do the math or think out all possible scenarios, but
both Ted and Andrew can make the playoffs. It would require Francis or myself losing 2 games and really not putting up a lot of points.
So what that says is don't stop trying, losers. And some of you have like fully lost. There are Phil and James. But there's always next year. And if anyone has ever shown us more than anyone that there is always next year, it is James. Consistently the worst. Season after season after season, and then that glimmer.
Ethan and I have still not made the playoffs. Neither of us have a championship.
So, do you want to be like us, or do you want to be like James? I'll tell you, this is a life of perpetual pain and sadness.
Yeah.
So never stop stopping, or never stop starting.
What?
I don't know. Good luck, guys. Who's next year for you?
Don't forget,
I also want to
plate frame going on loser's car. That's the thing. We all agreed to it. So You are playing to avoid that. I feel like I kind of want James to get it because I think it will hurt him most.
It would look nice on his Jetta.
Yeah. I think Phil
also
get over the fact that it's on his car. I don't even know if Phil needs to drive. He's in DC.
Does Phil own a car?
I don't know.
I know he used to have a truck, but
does own a car? Call into the hotline if you have any information about whether or not Phil owns a car.
Our hotline is not responding right now, but it is online.
It is online. 480-206-2961. Does Phil own a car? If you have any information, please call in.
And speaking of Phil, I'd like to go back to the point that he scored 89 points and won.
Do you believe in miracles?
Yeah, that should be a reason enough for you all to think that you can keep going, you can keep fighting. Because you too can score 89 points, and you too can get lucky sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might not be able to score 170 points.
And lose.
But when that happens, you lose. So, like, you don't need to score that.
Francis.
Francis, your postcard is coming, and it has some pretty trees on it.
Just seeing the physical pain is just making my fucking day right now. I love you, Ethan, but dear God, that's just priceless.
I thought I could win once. Season 3 was definitely the worst, losing in the championship to Francis.
Oh.
Though losing to Max may have hurt more.
I think losing to Max is just the saddest.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't even in the league.
Yeah, which is why he's no longer in the league.
Yeah. Welcome, Andrew. You've stepped over the corpse of another one. Well, if you can hear in the background, I've got my heater going right now. So next buy or sell question. My heating bill exceeds $250 this month. Buy or sell?
Buying.
Buying as well. I think Ethan's committed to having.
Yeah, I live in a drafty, old, inefficient hovel.
Is that your official Yelp review?
If anyone wants to come visit me in Maine, it's vacation land.
Is that what they call it now?
Oh yeah, Maine's 2 slogans are open for business, which is a lie because our government has terrible practices for attracting businesses, and vacation land, the way life should be.
Okay, that's special.
Months.
So you let me know when it's May again.
Nah, May sucks. Come in like late June.
Penciling some really specific dates.
Well,
the next buy or sell is similar, and it's whether or not my electricity bill exceeds $100 in November. It did exceed $100 in October, but Alex was living here. I've only had Alex here for half the month and Sam here for one long weekend.
Well, considering that I don't think Alex actually has a job, I think it's like this elaborate ploy, and he was always home on Xbox Live. I would go with you'll cash in at $68 and wish he'd been there for a couple more hours and he could laugh about it being $69.
I like that call when I get this bill.
I'm actually really curious to see what it is.
One of the things that they're doing in LA is because apparently people just don't really pay their energy bill. They required a $200 deposit on my account. Who has $200 around to deposit for their fucking electricity bill?
You live in a nice part of LA, so you would think that they trust you.
Yeah, no, I guess not. I don't know.
Well,
I feel
if you couldn't pay for your electricity bill, you could always try sucking dick for money. And that's our next question. Does Francis suck Tom Brady's cock?
Buy.
I'm not really sure if this is a buy or sell, but it's on our list.
I buy
it. I buy and sell. I buy that Francis would. I sell that Tom Brady would let him.
Giselle would break his jaw.
Could Giselle beat Francis in a fight? I'm buying.
Yeah, she would fight dirty. Real dirty. She would stab someone.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
She'd kill you. Moving on. What do you speculate that James did to lose his mojo? This may be a recurring recurring segment. He won. That's a good point. You only had any once.
Just never allowed to win again.
Yeah. How did James
win? James won because LeGarrette Blount had a fuck ton of touchdowns.
Yes. I meant to look up your team from last year, James, and I did. And it was apparently good, but not memorable.
No. The only person I remember on his team was LeGarrette Blount because he had so many fucking touchdowns.
So that means James was lucky, and you don't get lucky twice.
Drafted LeGarrette Blount this year.
And it's not going so well.
That's clearly what went wrong, is that he doesn't have LeGarrette Blount.
It's your lucky token. Got to smoke that blunt.
Probably. Maybe. I don't know. Ted, do you still have him?
No, I dropped him.
Mm-hmm.
There you
Fair.
go.
The Eagles backfield.
I spent $95 of my fab on players that I've dropped.
I know you bought LeGarrette Blount for like
fucking Kerwin Williams week 2 because David Johnson broke his wrist.
Oh, that one hurts.
Oh yeah, $50 on Blount, $45 on Kerwin Williams. Like, are you
saved me so much money? I had bet like $16 on each of them.
Yeah, well, I didn't think I was gonna get both of them,
and I swung for the fences.
I did, and it backfired miserably.
Luckily, we're not on the waiver, so
yeah.
Just think who has the biggest fab budget left? I'm gonna guess it's Sam with $100.
Wait, he seriously hasn't used any of his fab?
I don't know if Sam knows how.
You can find out right now.
Yeah, actually, that's
probably got a pretty big one.
I think Connor's is still pretty big too.
And I think that can move us into our final buy or sell.
$79 left. Phil,
who has that?
65. Let's see. Connor, what do you got? Connor only has 40. Connor's actually been spending a little bit of money.
Okay, Murtiza has 90.
Oh my god. Well, if there's ever
Murtiza sometimes almost doesn't set lineups. So
yeah.
He's going to be in the playoffs.
And as we're talking about free agent acquisitions, it's important to recognize, especially as we plan for our teams next year, those who are out of contention, you can have an all dick joke team roster. CJ Beathard, Danny Woodhead, Wendell Smallwood, and I'll throw in Harrison Butker because butts are funny too.
Wasn't Butt Kiss? Butt Kiss is one of them. Butts are funny.
Butker. So I just said.
Yeah. Well, Dick Butkus is a lot different than Harrison Butker, but
oh, Dick Bus. Yes. Okay.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were just saying Butker weird.
No, I mean you could Robert Woods.
Yeah. Woods, that works as well. I feel like some people refer to it as a Fitzgerald, so you could have your Larry Fitzgerald. He's got another season in him.
He's probably got one more season in him. Probably wants a real quarterback for one more season.
Yeah. Kirk Cousins to Carolina, or
I mean, you could make it as about as simple as possible in David Johnson.
This is a winning team. I don't see how this team does make the playoffs.
So far, we don't have a tight end, but the tight end in and of its own is a butt joke. Oh, well, there's Ed Dickinson.
Ed Dixon?
Dixon?
Yeah.
Dixon. There you go. I like it.
Kicker, Butker, or Young Hoku. Nah, Young Ho got cut. Quarterback.
Oh, that's
Beathard. Beathard is too good.
Beathard. Yeah. He's probably not starting next year, but
probably not.
He'll be good. Good backup.
We'll see how their draft and free agency goes. He could be.
Well,
yeah, Wendell Smallwood definitely needs to be on this team. Danny Woodhead, Smallwood, for sure.
Yeah. Wait, who's your defense though?
Your IDP player, or are we going to go with a defense that stands for a dick?
I mean, Brown?
I would probably just say Bengal Tigers.
Rams.
Because cats have scary penises.
Rams
or Browns, I think. Nice little.
Yeah. Just Francis strategy and roster on both. From week 1.
Yeah.
So I will say I do have 2 defenses right now, so I probably shouldn't make that joke. but it's different when you're holding them and you're a playoff contender and you've got some sweet, sweet matchups than when you do it from the very beginning.
Agreed. When you do it from the beginning, that's just insanity.
But I'm going. I got those Bears, Baltimore Ravens.
Bears.
So I think that takes us to our own personal power rankings.
Woo!
And I just want to say here, though, for the Sobe contest of Tropical Twist 1 can special surprise, if you send in your own power rankings to the hotline and they make it to me, whichever one is closest to the season-ending standings will get 1 can of Tropical Twist Pure Rush for the gecko in your belly. If something along our chain of communication goes wrong and I never hear the hotline results, I'm sorry, and the hotline operator should probably compensate you.
So text
no promises.
End of the year season standings, closest free can Sobe energy drink, your flavor between the two options.
Tropical Twist or Appleberry Burst. And with that, Ted, our special guest, can you give us your power rankings?
All right, so we'll start from the bottom. We'll start with James.
That's, consensus bottom.
Yeah.
Yes, agreed. Also my bottom.
And I'm gonna go ahead and actually put myself in 9th place because Phil beat me twice. So Phil gets 8th place. And in 7th place is gonna be Andrew. In 6th place, I'm actually gonna go Mertiza here.
I like the call.
Yeah, it's just not there. And then after that, I'm gonna go with Tyler because you're without Zeke right now, and I feel like that drops your value a little bit. I'm gonna go Francis, and then Connor, and then Ethan. Oh wait, I forgot Sam.
Sam first now?
Sam is below Connor.
Okay. I'll do mine. We'll run through it real quick. It's gonna be James, then Phil, and then I'm actually going with Andrew.
Okay.
His third bottom. I think Ted's gonna come out on top there in about 4th or so. And then Mertiza. I've got much lower than his record suggests he is. I just don't think he's good. Then I'm going to go with Sam because that's about where he comes in. Then Francis, myself, and Ethan. I think I left out Connor, so let's put Connor, I don't know, 1 above me. So I don't have Zeke.
Interesting. I have a similar rankings. James is last. I don't think that surprises anyone. Then I'm going to go Phil. You had a showing once upon a time, but I don't think it's there. Followed by Andrew. I don't think he has enough working components to make any significant gains. And after that is where I'm a little tricky. Right now, I've got Ted in 6th. Did I count correctly? No, that would be the one above Andrew, whatever number that is, 7th.
Should be 7th, yeah.
It is 7th. But I think you could rise up to the middle of the pack if the Kareem Hunt comeback happens the way I think it might.
I really hope so.
Late season, I believe Doug Baldwin might start catching some of those Russell Wilson touchdowns, but it'll be pretty unpredictable. And I don't know that it's going to be consistent enough to really push you the rest of the way. So got you 7th. Followed by Mertiza. He was carried by Antonio Brown. That's really where his team's at. I don't think he has a serious chance of being a long-term contender. Tyler, I've got 5th right now. If he can make it and get Zeke back for the end, I think he's going to do it. But without that running back and with Fournette being injured, it's getting shaky. Also, the Diggs-Thielen split, it's so hard to predict, but you can't bench either one of them. That's going to throw you off. Followed by Connor. I don't like Connor's team one bit, but he keeps winning. So he's there. And then the top three, since I lost to Francis, I'm putting myself in third.
Oof.
Oh.
And I am nervous with my wide receivers right now. Michael Thomas is consistent, but hasn't had that big game potential. Larry Fitzgerald is still doing okay, but like he seems tenuous. And then Sam keeps scoring points. And after Francis's crazy game and with Keenan Allen picking up steam, I sadly have him in first. That said, I do think he will win the championship.
Look at how dumb this fucking cat is.
He looks dead.
Look at how dumb you are. Put your tongue away. What are you doing?
Oh my fucking god, Turk.
Turk, who do you pick?
Turk puts him first, Libby second.
That seems right. Let me look at my projected playoff, though, and I'll give you who I think is going to be the final games of our season. Loser Bowl definitely is going to have James in it. There's no question about that. Playoff bracket, I see it's going to be, oh man, I'm going to end up beating Francis first round of playoffs to go on and play against Tyler, who easily... actually, no.
That's the week Sam comes back.
Sam is going to crush Tyler. Then Sam's going to beat the Golden Tate Warriors. And it'll be me versus Sam. And his dumb, stupid luck finally runs out.
Well, God, is there anything you want to see less than Sam in the final?
We just have to start a new league.
The final. That's an easy question.
Well, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please share with the hotline.
Fantasy.
It can be life-related, fantasy-related, career-related.
Just call the hotline.
If you have any questions about Reiki energy healing or Kabbalah, the hotline is an expert.
Yep. I heard that Precious Gems are how Francis has been winning any game that he's in. So if you have any questions about those, hotline.
Yeah. Metal smelting.
You know, I was just thinking I'm going to smelt some metal later today.
Yeah.
Need some advice.
But you might need to know which I don't know enough about smelting to make a joke, but...
I don't know metal smelting things.
Do you... tin. Yeah, call the hotline. You can know more than us with one text.
Boom.
And I just want to thank again our sponsor, Sobe. Great product. I've been drinking it since I was in elementary school. I've got a little bit of gecko in me.
Oh, God.
All right. Gecko in you, not an effective pickup line.
Nah, they're looking for some iguana.
I'm a chameleon.
And just so you guys, I know you're always wondering about my whereabouts, caring about me a lot. I bought Indian food for lunch. I'm about to go eat the leftovers. I found out there's not a single scrap of toilet paper in my apartment, but it's too cold for me to venture out to the store. So pray for me.
Wow. Good luck, man.
Real.
Yeah.
For real. Good luck. Oh, God.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Well, I guess that wraps up episode 2 of the podcast. I have no idea how long this is because I don't bother timing our recordings.
They'll be thankful for what they got.
Call the hotline. Let them know if you'd like it to be longer, shorter, thicker, thinner. Whatever you like.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Of course. If you ever want to be a special guest, text the hotline.
Whoever texts the hotline and then it relayed to me that you want to be our next guest, you will be our next guest.
Send proof that you texted the hotline.
That's pretty much good enough for me. So anyone that has listened to the end of this fucking thing and text the hotline about it, send it to me. You're our next guest. Peace. Oh, do we do out music?
That's a wrap for Sobe Inspired Podcast Season 2. Birder doo ba doo doo.